Oh, by heck, that's windy. Now then, welcome to Smidge on Science with me, Smidge Manly. This time we're looking at wind, which is why I'm on this godforsaken hill in London. We can see the power of the wind, it's moving trees and upsetting birds. But where does it come from? Why can't we see it? And where does it get its awesome power? These things and more we're going to try and find out today.
It's a very windy day today, but while I can feel the wind pushing me around, I can't see it, no matter how hard I try. So what is wind made of? I've got hold of a meteorologist who reckons he's got the answers to this strange and confusing phenomenon.
So what qualifies you to tell us about wind?
Oh, my name is Lorenzo Locatelli. I work for the London Meteorological
Would you like a
Office.
money mint?
No, thank you. No.
So we're here to learn about wind this time. So what actually is wind?
Well, it's a phenomenon that exists more or less all the time in nature, and we can feel it upon us even now as we stand here on the beach. What you find is around the Earth's atmosphere there'll be areas of high pressure and areas of low pressure, and as the air moves around and the pressure tries to equalise, it will move from areas of high pressure to areas of low pressure, and that movement...
It feels like the wind's coming from over there. So what's happening over there?
Well, there's nothing specifically in that direction at the moment. What it will be is that in that general part of the Earth, there must be a higher pressure area, and behind you over there is an area of low pressure, and that is the direction of the movement that you're feeling at the moment.
So why can't we see wind?
Well, because it's simply the atmosphere that we move around in and we breathe in all the time. It's the air. It's completely invisible.
So is it really there?
Well, yes, of course, and you can feel it on your. You hold up your hand now. You can feel it on your skin.
Yeah, but I can't.
Yes.
I can't touch it.
No, that's right. Yes.
Right. So that Italian chap's posed us more questions than answers. So we've come back to my lab, and we're going to do an experiment now. Now, if you want to do any of these experiments at home, make sure you've got all the right equipment like me here. So what we've got here is just an ordinary jam jar, and there's a bit of water in the bottom. We're going to add a few drops of this red stuff. It's just food colour and there's nothing magic. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. Right. Give that a little swizz. And what we're going to do now is we're going to introduce some cooking oil. We're going to pour that onto the top like so. There we go. Nice and gentle, nice and gentle. Actually, that's not very much. Let's stick a bit more in. Here we go. Here we go. That's better. Right, so what we've got now, we've got our model Earth, and we're going to introduce a weather system, and to do that, we're going to use some unbranded, generic Barocca tablets. So I'm going to pop one of those out of there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it in. And what we're going to see starting to form now is a weather system, and we should hopefully see the wind whooshing up and gushing around the Earth. Here we go, it's starting to go now. What we can see here is the liquid whooshing up and around, and that's showing us what the wind is doing on the Earth. But unfortunately, we can't do it with wind because wind is air and we can't dye that. So we've got a jar full of orange stuff. I'm not really sure what we've learned here.
It's starting to look like wind. It's just too strange for science to handle. Luckily, I know a man for these situations. He specialises in the unexplained. I've met up with my old friend, the Great Zorb, in a secret location behind the curry house on the main road through Solihull.
All right, now, you need to call with the Great Zorb this time, all right?
That's fine, Barry. Now, earlier we were learning about wind, and we went to see a scientist, and he told us that even though we can see the wind coming from over there, that there's nothing over there that's actually making it. Now, what do you make of that?
Well, you see, you knew the moment he said that there was something wrong with it, didn't you? You knew the moment he said it, there was something up with that, there was something not quite right, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. When you turn to face that wind coming towards you, there's got to be something there pushing it over, isn't there? There's got to be something there that's sending it all your way, and you know there must be something there, but you can't see it, and I'll tell you why you can't see it. It's because they've tinkered with your visual frequencies, so your eyes tune it out. But what it is it's where they bring the craft down from Alpha Centauri. It's the great big landing craft coming down to Earth on on their landing sites. And as it's coming down, it's generating all this downdraft, and there's all the air, and it pushes the air across the surface of the planet, and that's what you feel coming towards you. But because they've tinkered with your visual frequencies, you can't see it.
Aye. Now, that natural wind phenomena you're describing there, how does that differ from, say, man-made wind that comes from, say, a desk fan?
Oh, it's very different. It's a completely different thing. What you get when you've got that wind coming towards you, it's been tinkering with your eyeballs, it's affected your visual frequencies and you can't see it. But if you've got a desk fan sitting on your desk going round and round like that, and you turn to look at it with your eyeballs, what you see is the fan going round and round.
do.
That's how you know. That's perfectly natural. That's the good stuff.
Right.
If you're standing out there in the countryside and all this air is whooshing towards you, that's the stuff you've got to be careful about. Look,
Right.
they're turning the lights out now while I'm talking about it. This is what I'm talking about. They know they're on to us.
Right, well, that's very useful. Thank you, Barry. Shall we go and get that milkshake I promised you?
I think we best get out of it as soon as we can, to be honest. I think they're on to us.
Wind. It was once the driving force of the British Empire, powering mighty vessels like this around the globe to deal in the trade of exotic spices and potatoes. But what is wind? We've explored science's opinion. It comes from over there and goes that way, where presumably there's enough room for it. We spoke to Barry, who tells us it's aliens from Alpha Centauri, but I'm not sure I buy that. There's definitely something fishy going on though, because although it gets to push me around, I can't lean on it. Perhaps it's just a lot of hot air. Join me next time as we get to the bottom of another scientific mystery with me, Smidge Manly. If you're enjoying all this in-depth scientific knowledge, you can click somewhere here and some more videos will come up that's full of it.